sometimes I've found that students struggle a bit with particular topics. One example that comes to mind recently was I had asked them to come up with particular examples of how laws had changed over particular periods of time, and one group chose Australia's laws in relation to migrants and Indigenous peoples. And when they were trying to articulate the reasons for terra nullius or the White Australia policy, they were getting really uncomfortable with having to say that content, and really struggling with a kind of a frank discussion of it. And in that kind of situation, afterwards I'll just say, how did you find that? And then they can say, oh, it's just terrible, and I don't like that I have to relive these things, So I do try to, where I can see that it has impacted on someone, just say, how did you find that? And then if they're not forthcoming, I can say, I know for me that is really challenging because it's so different to how we think about these things today, for example.
A lot of times they want to be heard. They want to have what they want out there. So invite it at the beginning. And if it is controversial or people don't agree with it, address that and say, oh, I'm not sure if everyone agrees with that. Does anyone else have anything to say against that? I think if you don't address it and don't actually, say, rein that person in and don't acknowledge that they have an opinion, they'll end up trying to take over class, or worse is that people will feel embarrassed and don't want to actually say anything against that person, and you get a one-sided affair.